What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today wraps up day 7 of Green Bay Packers training camp and also concludes week 2 of training camp. There is no practice tomorrow. Of course, we have family night on Saturday, which I will be streaming right on this channel during family night. So come out to the stream and come say hello. Today was another full padded practice and actually was the longest practice of training camp and also the hottest. It ran just over 2 hours. If you guys want to stay in the loop with everything Green Bay Packers this season, make sure to go down and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I post content almost every single day about the Green Bay Packers. It's been an awesome training camp so far. I appreciate everyone coming and watching the videos on this channel. To start things off, I want to go over some things Matt LaFleur said in his press conference before practice today. On the competition between Josh Myers and Zach Tom at center, quote, "Josh has done a really good job, but we need more consistency. We've got complete confidence that he's capable of doing that." I'm not really sure if there's complete confidence in the guy if you put someone else with the ones at center to start Tuesday's practice, but nonetheless, they still want competition there. They just want more consistency out of Josh Myers, which I 100% agree. There's streaks where he looks really good, and there's also games where he looks pretty bad. So, maybe giving him that competition will push him to that next step at being, a better center in the NFL for the Green Bay Packers. But Zach Tom is one of the best 5 offensive linemen on this offensive line, so he's got to be somewhere on this offensive line to start the season. Whether that's at center or right tackle, we'll see, but Zach Tom should definitely start in my opinion. Matt LaFleur also mentioned one thing he wants with the offense, quote, "When we get the play out, I want to see more tempo to the line of scrimmage. Been a little too sluggish, way too sluggish out of the huddle." Man, I am glad Matt LaFleur said this. This has been a problem for me for probably about a decade, it seems like, because it happened during Mike McCarthy with Aaron Rodgers. Then we switched to Matt LaFleur, and I was like, okay, maybe the play clock won't be ran down to 1 second every time. That didn't change. So then that told me, okay, it's probably Aaron Rodgers that issue is occurring because of Aaron Rodgers. So I'm willing to bet this will be a non-issue with Jordan Love. There won't be the play clock running down to 1 second every single time where the defense can get a jump on the snap. I'm willing to bet that won't be a problem, and I'm hoping it's not a problem. So I'm hoping the offense does have higher tempo like LaFleur says. LaFleur also talked on how he'll handle that running back 3 competition entering these preseason games. Quote, "We'll have a featured back in each one of those games, maybe done by half. We haven't gotten that far yet." So it looks like each game will feature one of the 3 backs, Patrick Taylor, Lou Nichols, or Tyler Goodson. All right, so now moving on to the injury report today, the injury updates. Tay Wicks is back practicing after suffering a concussion last week. Nice to see him back in practice and in pads. Josiah DeGuara is out with a calf injury. We saw him drop out of practice late on Tuesday. He was not practicing today. Eric Stokes, Rashawn Gary, Grant DeBose, and Jake Hansen are all still out. Moving on to the offensive notes, starting with the starters. Everything is as normal with Love, Jones, Watson, Dobbs, Musgrave. Rest day for David Bakhtiari, so Nyman back at left tackle, Tom at right tackle. If Bakhtiari was there, would we see Tom get more snaps with the ones at center? We don't know. Bakhtiari wasn't there, so Nyman was playing left tackle and not right tackle, so Tom at right tackle. But I really love them moving Tom around to seeing where they can plug and play him. As I said, he definitely deserves a spot on this starting offensive line. As for the 1v1 notes for the offense, Bo Melton beat Keyshawn Nixon, although the ball was thrown too high. Tucker Kraft beat Rudy Ford, but the ball was also overthrown there. Jaden Reed had a catch on an out route versus Ennis Gaines. Dontavian Wicks broke Keandre Thomas's ankles on a slant route. Welcome back to practice. I think Keandre Thomas got stiff-armed into oblivion by Lou Nichols on Tuesday, so not a great 2 days for Keandre Thomas. Heath had a long catch against Shamar John Charles, actually beat him twice in 1v1s. Watson had a step on Jair Alexander, but the ball was overthrown, so a lot of overthrows in 1v1s today. Musgrave had great separation on a deep catch versus Anthony Johnson Jr., just continuing to show his mismatch ability. Musgrave's looked really good in camp so far. Jaden Reed had a ton of separation on a comeback route versus Ennis Gaines. As for the offensive line 1v1s, Josh Nyman had a really good rep against Justin Hollins. Elton Jenkins blanketed Kenny Clark on a rep. Love seeing that matchup. Just 2 of the best guys in the trenches on opposite sides, offense and defense, going at it. Sean Ryan, another great 1v1 showcase. Tuesday, we saw him beat Colby Wooden, I think 4 or 5 times in his 1v1s. He did the same today. He beat Colby Wooden 3 straight times. So I think he's like 8-0 against Colby Wooden in these 1v1s. And I don't know if he's been going against anyone else. And Wooden, maybe that says more about Wooden than it does Sean Ryan, but Wooden's looked really good in team portions. But nonetheless, seeing Ryan win here in 1v1s is really good thing and probably helps his confidence too. He's had an impressive couple of days. Caleb Jones also impressed yet again today in 1v1s. He's been very solid this training camp. And then finally, Zach Tom had 2 really good reps against Preston Smith. As for the recap for the offense during 11v11 team portions, there was a decent amount of pre-snap penalties on the offense today. Obviously, this is training camp and preseason. We're going to see that a lot, so hopefully that gets cleaned up. During team portions, Love had a designed quarterback keeper. We've seen them try to do that a lot. A lot of times it's been stopped. Today it worked, and he gained 10 plus yards, so nice to see that finally work. Love had a really nice throw to Jaden Reed across the middle. Probably the best ball of the day for Jordan Love. It was a perfect throw between Ennis Gaines and Isaiah McDuffie. The offense continues to struggle in the 2-minute drill. The defense won that again. First team offense has yet to score during the 2-minute drill. So during that 2-minute drill, Jordan Love hit Dobbs on a 12-yard comeback to start the period. Then he threw a perfect ball to a deep post to Christian Watson that would have scored and would have given the offense their first win in the 2-minute period, but Christian Watson dropped it. Kind of had some drop issues so far in training camp. It seems more like a concentration thing, so hopefully he gets that cleaned up. We don't want to see Watson dropping another 80-yard touchdown week 1, so definitely don't want to see that again. On third down, it was an incomplete pass to Romeo Dobbs. Then on 4th and 10, Love scrambled for a first down, showcasing, his ability to run the football. Definitely an athletic quarterback, and he's pretty fast too, and I think we're going to see him being mobile a lot this season. Melton actually ran with the ones today during 2 minutes. Very good practice today for Melton. Love found him on a slant during that period. Then he found Musgrave for another 7 yards, then Dillon for a short gain. Then there was 10 seconds left at the 20-yard line. He tried for Samori Toure. Anthony Johnson Jr. broke it up. It looked like it was early contact, but it wasn't called, so the defense won that period. Sean Clifford had a great 2-minute drill session. I know there's a lot of Sean Clifford fans watching my channel and want to get updates about him, so he had a great 2-minute drill. Found Melton over the middle for 15 yards, then Goodson on a crosser, then found Melton again on a slant. Like I said, great day for Bo Melton. And then another big gain for Tyler Goodson on a catch. So Melton and Goodson had a really nice day of practice. Then he hit Kraft on a 50-50 ball to the 1-yard line, then finished with a slant to Malik Heath for a touchdown on Carrington Valentine. Now, the offense did dominate the 4-minute drill, which pretty much puts the offense in a situation that you're up. You're trying to close out the game. You need to get a first down to win the game. They dominated in that. They picked up first downs to end the game multiple times. During Love's drive, all 3 plays were running plays, and they still picked up the first down. So offense definitely did dominate in that. And they also ended practice with a fun live tackling period. Probably since we're getting closer to these preseason games, family nights on Saturday, so they want to really get some live tackling down. Running back Emmanuel Wilson had a awesome run during this period, breaking multiple tackles. And then also Tyler Goodson had a 40-yard touchdown during this period. So again, Tyler Goodson, awesome player today in practice. Bo Melton, those are my 2 winners on offense for today's practice. And technically speaking, the defense lost the practice today, and they ended practice with up downs. We saw the offense always ending with up downs every other day of training camp. The defense ended with up downs today, meaning it was the first win for the offense. I would like to see the starting offense score during the 2-minute period, but overall the offense did win today. Moving on to the defense, as for any changes in the starters, we did see John Owens get a start at safety opposite Rudy Ford. Matt LaFleur said when the pads come on, he's going to be rotating a lot of safeties around. So don't take this as Darnell Savage getting benched, Rudy Ford getting benched when they do this sort of thing. They're just seeing what they have in their safety room, and as they should. Moving on to the 1v1s for the defense, the 1v1 notes, Carrington Valentine had 3 pass breakups versus Toure. Rookie just continues to impress. Jair Alexander had great coverage on Watson. It was incomplete. We've heard that a lot this training camp. Jair has been locked down. Rasul Douglas had a great breakup on Romeo Dobbs. That's been another really good matchup, and Douglas has won that a lot. Douglas looked excellent today. Great coverage by Keyshawn Nixon on Bo Melton. Donald Levitt had an interception in 1v1s off a tipped ball. And then finally for the defensive line, Devontae Wyatt put Runyon in a spin cycle for a rep, although Runyon won the next rep after that. But Devontae Wyatt's looking great in these 1v1s so far. As for some quick defensive recap, Quay Walker had a nice stop on a Jordan Love scramble, so nice to see him kind of spying the quarterback there. Running quarterbacks really tend to hurt the Green Bay defense, so it's nice to see Quay Walker, keeping an eye on that and stopping Jordan Love there. Carl Brooks continues to impress, has dominated some reps on that defensive line, was in the backfield 3 separate times today. Definitely the defensive player of the day, in my opinion. I loved Carl Brooks coming out of college, out of Bowling Green. He was one of my draft crushes. Like, I feel like every mock draft I wanted him, or multiple mock drafts I did draft him in like the 3rd or 4th round. So the Packers getting him in the 6th round. I mean, if you go look up that dude's stats, and yes, it's lesser competition, but nonetheless, look up his stats at Bowling Green, whether that's PFF grade or just plain old stats. I mean, the dude dominated. So many pressures, so many sacks, so many tackles for losses. It's ridiculous that guy fell to round 6. Regardless of his competition level, he was dominating in college football. So I'm really excited for Karl Brooks. I think he's going to be a nice rotational piece year 1 for this defensive line. Then finally, Enigbare had a would-be sack on Jordan Love in team sessions. He was unblocked, and it looked like a missed assignment by Tyler Davis. As for some special teams recap, Anders Carlson has been a hot topic the past few days. His inconsistencies, and that was a problem coming out of Auburn, so it's not like it was a big shock to start seeing him miss kicks here in camp. His first kick, he missed wide left from 41 yards, but then he was good from 43 and 35 on the next 2. Then he missed from 47, crushed at 54. He was 4 of 6 today in kicking. Not great, not terrible. So far in camp, he's 16 of 27. You would really like to see that percentage way up. That's just way too many missed kicks in camp, and we're talking about camp. This is not even a real game situation with real pressure, 70,000 fans screaming. So this is just in camp. So I'm really hoping this fixes itself, or the Packers decide they want to bring in kicking competition. It's quite insane to me that they don't have another kicker for training camp, but they have like 14 wide receivers. Like, just bring in one more kicker. Like half of those wide receivers aren't making the roster. Whereas if you bring in one more kicker, we can start to have competition at kicker, and it should be whoever does the best makes the team. I know you spent a 6th-round draft pick on Carlson, and that's kind of an ego thing. Like, oh, don't want to get rid of a 6th-round draft pick year 1, but then don't spend a 6th-round draft pick on a kicker. It's a hard transition, for a lot of college kickers into the NFL, and clearly Carlson's been inconsistent in camp so far, and hopefully this doesn't come to bite the Packers when the season comes around. Pat O'Donnell and Daniel Wheeling continue to impress at punter, though. So although kicking's been an issue, punting hasn't. Pat O'Donnell had like multiple 60-yard punts today, and Daniel Wheeling's been really impressive. So I still think O'Donnell's going to make the roster as the punter, but if the Packers want to save a little bit of money, they could go Daniel Wheeling, go the younger route. I think he'd be the first Irishman to make an NFL roster since 1985, so that'd be really cool. So we'll see how they go there. But that about does it for this video. I appreciate everyone watching. If you could leave a like down below. Like I said, I'll be live Saturday during Packers family night, so definitely come on out, hang out on the stream. I'm super excited for that. Training camp's been a blast so far, but I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pack Go.